In Cedar Rapids, Iowa, $200,000 to $300,000 is the sweet spot. We're going to go over where the best areas in Cedar Rapids are to find a home in this price point. But first, we must go over what a $200,000 to $300,000 home will cost with current interest rates. We're going to use 6.5% interest rate, as many lenders that send me emails are updating me with those numbers currently. If interest rates change or you want us to help you figure out what your payment is, all you have to do is shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email. We love helping people buy, sell, and invest in the great state of Iowa. We will start with an estimated current cost of buying a $200,000 home in Cedar Rapids. For all examples, we will start with a 10% down payment that would total $20,000 on a $200,000 home. If you put 10% down, that would bring the principal to $180,000, and at a 6.5 interest rate, you would be looking at a 30-year payment that just includes principal and interest of approximately $1,140. You can add roughly $115 a month for insurance and another rough estimate of around $3,000 a year on property taxes, or roughly $250 a month. If you add up principal, interest, insurance, and taxes, a rough idea of the current payments of a $200,000 home in Cedar Rapids comes in at around $1,505. Now let's do the same thing with a $250,000 home. This time you would have to put down $25,000 to hit that 10%. Your loan would be $225,000 with a 6.5 interest rate. The 30-year loan for just principal and interest would be around $1,420. The insurance would be slightly higher, and we would approximate that would come in around $125 a month, and the property taxes would be around $3,750 a year, or roughly $313 a month. If you add up principal, interest, insurance, and taxes, you would be looking at payments of around $1,858. Before we do $300,000 in Cedar Rapids, we want to step in and say that if you have any questions whatsoever, and not just Cedar Rapids, but all of Iowa, just shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email, as we are the top relocation team in the state, and we love helping people make a smooth move to Iowa. You know the drill, but now we are going to go over what you'd pay per month if you bought a $300,000 home in Cedar Rapids. The down payment at 10% would be $30,000, and the loan would be based off $270,000. With a 6.5 interest rate, the principal and interest alone would be roughly $1,700. The insurance would be approximately $134 a month, and the taxes would be roughly $4,500 a year, or $375 a month. If you add up principal, interest, insurance, and taxes, you get a rough estimate of $2,209 a month. Now the numbers are the numbers, and you may understand more of what you can afford. Next, we need to see where in Cedar Rapids area are these homes located in each price point. For that, we are going to use the local MLS that I'm a member of, and this will give you an idea where in the area you can find each price point. Let's start with the $200,000 to $250,000 home areas and see where the most homes are being sold at these price points, so you can narrow down the areas you will be researching. First place is in Southwest Cedar Rapids. That is called by locals as Cedar Hills neighborhood. It is a square of homes in this price point. And on the very west side of the neighborhood, the road is running north and south, is Stony Point Road. And on the north is E Avenue, on the east is Wiley Boulevard, and on the south is 16th Avenue. Within this area, there are a considerable amount of homes in the $200,000 to $250,000 range. The styles of these homes are mostly ranches and split foyers, but also have 2 stories and split levels as well. Many garages, with some even having more than 2 stalls. Many of these garages are detached. This is an area to keep your eye on in this price point. Next is north and south of 42nd Street. That is just west of Interstate 380 on the map. On the north is the area that I did a video on that if you haven't seen it, I will link it above, but it is consistently one of the most sought after neighborhoods in all of Cedar Rapids. That video is called The Fastest Selling Neighborhood in Cedar Rapids. I definitely suggest watching that. This area has a diverse set of homes from contemporary, ranches, split levels, split foyers, condos, 2 stories, and more. Then if you go just south of 42nd Street, before you hit Glass Road, there are many more homes in this price point. We like to call this the Kennedy area, as the high school is off of 42nd Street. Many target this area when looking for a $200,000 to $250,000 home. The last area we will cover is in Marion, or just northeast of Cedar Rapids. You can't see the cutoff from Marion to Cedar Rapids, as Marion is basically northeast Cedar Rapids. The area to consider is just south of 29th Avenue between Indian Creek Road on the west and 35th Street on the east. Again, the area has a diverse range of styles in this area with a lot of similarities to Cedar Hills area. There are other great areas and homes in the area, but these are the most moved to areas in the $200,000 to $250,000 range. Now I want to cover the $250,000 to $300,000 ranges and where you can find these homes. Let's start in Marion at the place we last covered in the $200,000 to $250,000 range. This is south of 29th Avenue and between Indian Creek Road on the west and 35th Street on the east. As mentioned before, this area has many ranches and split foyers with split level and 2 stories in there as well. A great area to consider if you want to buy anywhere between $200,000 all the way up to $300,000. Again, we are directed to the Kennedy neighborhood as well next. This time it is on the east end of the area we covered before and closer to Interstate 380. As you go west in the area, the price point is in the $200,000 to $250,000 range. This area has many unique homes that many love that you really can't describe. They are unique and gorgeous. We are going to give another option in the $250,000 to $300,000 range, but before we do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you are notified each and every time we come out with a new video. The last area I want to mention in the $250,000 to $300,000 range is what we call Stony Point neighborhood. That is just south of Interstate 30 and just north of Highway 151. It is just west of Stony Point Road, in between the highway and interstate. It is not a huge neighborhood, but is a great area for that $250,000 to $300,000 range. It has many ranches and 2 stories in this area. Easy access to the interstate makes it an ideal location for many. All in all, there are many great options in these price points in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.